Welcome back, trainers. So, since we've been going up against these rocket leaders using Pokemon under 1500 CP, I thought I'd give myself an even bigger challenge. And now, what could we do to possibly improve or make this even harder? And I thought to myself, okay, well, how about 1500 CP and under and shiny Pokemon? Ha! So, that is going to limit me. No Lucario, no Probopass, no Bastodon. And several other Pokemon that I like to use in between. So this is pretty much my roster here for my 1500 CP Pokemon and shiny. Now, I do have a Medicham, have several Metatites, as a matter of fact, that I could have powered up to use to go up against them because, well, fighting type Pokemon are going to be a big help. Hariyama here was going to be one of the MVPs, as well as Swampert. But I decided to just go with the Pokemon that I currently did have. I TM'd a few moves, specifically on the Blaziken, but funny enough, I ended up picking the wrong Blaziken because I do have two in the Great League, but it still ended up working anyway. So we're going to be taking a look at multiple Sierra. As a matter of fact, one of them is going to have a Gardevoir with Charm, so limited to 1500 CP and shiny, pretty crazy. So we're going to start it off with Venusaur, Hariyama, and then Swampert. Now what I'm going to do for that Venusaur is immediately swap. A few of these were sloppy, but I overcompensated in specific situations, so it basically helped me in the long run, even though I made a few minor mistakes here. So starting it off with the Venusaur, switching into the Hariyama to freeze the opponent so we can get more energy, therefore burning the shields as well as a few more quick moves. And this is perfect. You want the opponent to use their charge move, so they will freeze up. You simply use your shield and then you can finish them off with quick moves just like that. You have energy for the next Pokemon. Yes, there's still one more shield, so we're going to go ahead and burn that with the Heavy Slam here. And this is going to not be the Gardevoir, I don't think. That's going to be down the line here, but the Lapras, nonetheless, is still pretty challenging. So we go in there with the Swampert, taking quite a bit of damage. What I was doing there was gaining energy on the Swampert, then switching so I can freeze it yet again, gain a little bit of energy with the Venusaur here, and then have the opponent use their charge. A lot of these are going to be coming down to very perfect timing as to when your charge is going to be ready and when the opponent's charge is going to be ready, and knowing so. A lot of times you can end up getting that CMP tie with the computer, or at least both of you hit your charge move at the same time, and that's kind of a waste because what you want to do is wait for them to use their charge and then use a few quick moves, and then you can use your charge. If you hit yours at the same time as them, you can still keep going. As you'll see, I did make that mistake. It's not really something you can control. You don't know exactly when they're going to use it unless you've done a run and the computer does exactly as they did last time, which they should. Anyways, every little thing that you can take advantage of, you have to pull out all the stops for these almost, okay? So we're going to finish it off with the Hydro Cannon, and we're looking great there. So as you can see, we did need to gain that energy to complete this here. The Hariyama is good, but the thing that's holding it back is it's not going to be able to burn shields as quickly, and it's not really doing as much damage as Lucario would initially. So you have to kind of compensate for all that. And it's not going to be a shiny. That's all right. And we do end up getting a Sinnoh Stone, and I'm assuming a lot of you do have those now because of these rocket stops. So going up against Cliff here, starting it off with Swampert, and then we have the Registeel. This is going to be coming quite handy throughout these, or at least a few of them. And I'm not going in here and doing a one and done. First, I'm going in with a full team, testing it to see what moves, see what Pokemon, and then I go in with the shinies because, let's be realistic, I don't have too many of these at my disposal. I have quite a bit, but not the arsenal that I need. So it is going to be getting off that charge. And here's where I kind of messed up. Well, we both used our charge at the same time. I could have used that opportunity after it did do its charge shield and then gain a little bit more energy, then use mine. So I kind of wasted energy there, unfortunately. But as you can see here, this is going to be the successful one because that's all we're going to be looking at. So it still worked out in the end. I'm going to be switching into Swampert here so we can freeze it up. Hold some energy on the Registeel so it is in the back, because when you do throw them in, you have a couple of seconds to gain energy, and with that lock on, I should be able to get to another Flash Cannon if I needed to use it. So that Sand Slash is going to take quite a bit of damage from the Hydro Cannons. Swampert, pretty squishy, but it really came in help. I needed it bad. All right, so in comes a Tyranitar. Great. All right, so we have to time this perfectly here. Everything has to work out just right. I would be looking a little bit better if I did not use my charge at the same time as the Meowth. So we're going to throw in the Hariyama there, do some energy, and then we're going to be switching back. All right, well, it fainted out. At least we're able to freeze it up. And we're able to finish it off with the Dynamic Punch on the Hariyama. So if you do have 2 Pokemon left, there's 1 Pokemon on their end, you don't really need to switch anymore. You can take advantage of that Pokemon that has lower health by putting in the whole Pokemon with full health, then switching back into the Pokemon with weak health. Keep freezing the opponent, and then you can go in there again with your full health Pokemon, gain a little bit more energy, and do what you got to do there. Hopefully that's not too confusing. All right, all this is just flying through my mind at a split second when I'm doing this. So starting it off with the Wigglytuff. Now this set is going to be Sableye and Houndoom in the back. So that Wigglytuff is going to come in quite handy with Charm and being normal type going up against the Sableye, since I did go in and check the moves on all of the Pokemon. So the Sableye will have Shadow Claw resisted by Wigglytuff. Hariyama barely able to almost take it out. Unfortunately not. So we're just going to go in here with the Wigglytuff, finish it with some Charms, gain a little bit more energy. Now the downfall about using Wigglytuff is that the charge moves take forever, right? Because that Charm is not exactly ideal for gaining energy, but what it's used for is exactly that, is doing as much damage as you possibly can with it. It's not necessarily for the charge moves, but we needed to burn that last shield, so we're looking great. We will shield this up so we can simply finish it off. We do not want our Swampert to come in here quite yet. And in comes the Houndoom. We'll do a couple of those, and then, well, I was trying to switch, but then it fainted out from that Fire Fang. In comes the Swampert here, and it is actually going to just run over that Houndoom with the Hydro Cannons, of course. And we're able to get to another Hydro Cannon, one more Fire Fang, and we're going to be out of there. So as you can see, a lot of these are coming down to the wire. Technically, when I'm using regular 1500 CP Pokemon, it is down to the wire as well, but I still had a shield left. We're looking pretty good there. All right, so I absolutely love challenges. The harder it is, the more fun and engaging it is for me. There's a difference between broken and hard, right? The raids doing specific challenges, it can get frustrating because they're broken, right? So anyways, these are not specifically too big of a deal. There's nothing that really happens as far as network errors. So starting it off with this Metagross, this is going to be the Charm Gardevoir with the shiny Pokemon. So starting it off with the Metagross, switching it, going into Hariyama here. And we're not going to hit those, of course. We have a sliver of health. A sliver. And I can't... All right, now I played this out several times, and if I made the switch at the perfect timing, it would have ended up with the Hariyama having 1 HP. And then the opponent using their charge, making them frozen for a second, and then enabling me to continue on with my quick moves and finishing it off. And we're able to burn both shields with the Hariyama. We're looking great. Now we do have a Wigglytuff in the back for that Sableye with, yet again, the Shadow Claw. So obviously this is going to be a different Sierra because it is going to have Gardevoir in the back. And the Wigglytuff is going to come in quite nice for this specific situation here. So we are going to shield this foul play up, even though it's resisted, because those admin Pokemon are absolutely devastating. So in comes the Charm. Look at the damage. It literally is knocking everything out in 2 hits. It's absolutely insane. I wasn't able to tell last time because I didn't even let it hit me, but it literally faints out Pokemon in 2 charms just about, especially this one here. So as you can see, did you see the health on the Metagross? Absolutely insane. It just went down. So we're able to get to that Meteor Mash because we gained energy in the beginning, and we're able to finish it off with the quick moves. Bullet Punch, super effective to that Fairy type. Pretty proud of this one. I was really happy. It didn't take me too many tries. I think that was my 2nd attempt. I guess you could say it's my 3rd, going in there with completely maxed out Pokemon to just see what they had in the first place. So 2 times. All right, going up against Cliff here now. And then after this, we're going to take a look at the only Arlo I was able to find. So this one is going to have a Snorlax with Zen Headbutt. So I am going to go in with Hariyama, Metagross, and Registeel. So Registeel is actually fantastic as well. The reason why I'm using Metagross in this situation here is because the Meowth does have Scratch. We are going to be resisting it, at the same time doing a good amount of damage with that Meteor Mash, or at least the Bullet Punch. We don't really get the Meteor Mashes through. We just burn the shields here, and we're able to finish it off with quick moves. That's pretty good. In comes the Snorlax, doing a few quick moves to take advantage of that freeze time. Now let's see if we can get to one more Meteor Mash, and we're able to. Absolutely fantastic. I tested out several different combinations with this one. I figured out the team that I needed was the team that I'm using now. I just had to pick the correct lineup and perfect switch timing. And there will be a few mistakes in here, I do believe. So we go in with the Hariyama to freeze it up and do just a few, counters, get a little bit of damage onto that Snorlax. In comes the Registeel, resisting the Zen Headbutt. That's why it's a golden pick here, or I guess you could say teal pick. And so we're able to get to the Focus Blast, and it doesn't do as much damage as you think it would do. And I was getting a little bit greedy here. I wanted it to use its charge move. I figured it was going to come any second now, and I was thinking, can I finish it off with lock-ons? No, let's not get greedy here. Let's just go ahead and go for that Focus Blast. Probably should have went for the Flash Cannon to gain a little bit more energy, but we're going to switch into the Hariyama here. Check this out. So the Registeel is still in the back, ready to go with 2 charge moves just about. Just needs to do a couple more lock-ons. And that Tyranitar is digging into my Hariyama badly. In comes the Registeel, and we have the Flash Cannon ready to go. As you can see, everything lined it up perfectly, so we were able to take him out. The Snorlax with Zen Headbutt it's no joke. Cliff may be one of the easier ones, but when you're using Pokemon of this caliber with, only 1500 CB and having to be shiny, you're limited, and it can be pretty troublesome. So finally, let's take a look at Arlo here. Let's see what we have going on here. Remember, if you enjoy these videos, please give them a big thumbs up. It really does help me out. If you're new, subscribe, and I will be bringing you guys these kind of videos all the time, I suppose. I'm just really having a blast with these admins here using these specific Pokemon. So starting it off with Magnezone. Now this was going to be the trickiest one, I think, because I couldn't use Probopass, I couldn't use Bastiodon, because there is no shiny variant of those. So I was like, what can I do? Oh, I have a Larion. That, I could burn shields with that. It's going to be Steel and Rock, resisting the Air Slash on these Scythers. So it won't hold up as good as Probopass, but it will be able to burn the shields before it does go down. And we should be able to get off a Rock Slide before it faints. So it fit the bill, and it worked out great. I think this took me, besides the practice run or just to go through to see what the moves are with regular CP Pokemon, a total of two tries. Yeah, maybe this is just the one time. All right, so this is where I picked the wrong Blaziken. It does have counter. I thought I TM'd the other one, so I did go in, did a couple of counters. I realized that's not Fire Spin, so we're gonna switch back into Magnezone to freeze it up yet again, doing a couple of those quick moves, feigning it down. And there's no more shields. In comes the Crobat. Lucky for me, it did have Air Slash. If it did have Bite, I think I would be in a bit of trouble here, and I'm not too sure exactly which Pokemon I would use. I could go with the Tyranitar. I do have a shiny, but it does not have Smackdown, it has Bite, so it would have been a little bit of a different situation here. And the Magnezone is fantastic. Look at this. All right, I got greedy there. I was hoping for it to use its charge move, and that's where I kind of made a mistake, but as you'll see here, things just work out perfectly. So I'm going to be able to hit this with Blast Burn and finish it off. So I urge you to go out there and give it a shot, guys. Give it a try, see what you can do. But like usual, don't waste all your items trying to do this. If you have a bunch to spare and you're used to using 1500 CP Pokemon, then go ahead and give it a shot. Otherwise, it's not really practical. But I had a blast doing it, and I got a Sinnoh Stone. Very nice. Thank you for watching, trainers. And again, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time. And no shiny.